All right. Okay, we're live. Good to see everybody. Thanks for being here. Sorry about the technical difficulties yesterday. We've done everything we could possibly do to try to prevent that from happening today. Doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, but we tried our best. All right. Getting a little better every day, guys. Today is the first day that I have doubled up on beers. I've had a different beer every single day since we started doing this last week. And have we been doing this for 2? Yeah, this is the second week, right? Second week. Yeah. So I doubled back to the Common Space Yeasayer IPA because Wednesday we're doing our second live stream from Common Space Brewery in Hawthorne. And you don't even have to be in Hawthorne to go. You could just go on the internet like you are now. So I'm going to have a link on my Facebook. If it's not already there, you can definitely, I'll be promoting it the next day or two. And tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, California time is when we're doing that. Thanks for being here. I'm cooking chicken today, guys. I'm cooking chicken. I'm going to check it in just 1 second. We'll talk about it. I want to give a couple shout outs before we get going. Cheers first. I'm dying to have a sip. I want to say a big thank you to my buddy Brett Galloway for hooking me up from the Steak Cook-Offs Association. He sent me a couple rubs. He's been on my podcast before. I appreciate him sending me a little present. And also, super stoked about this. He sent me a Maverick meat thermometer. Digital meat thermometer. The last one that I had was getting a little wonky, so I don't know how he knew, but thank you. You're like a meat Santa Claus. I appreciate you, Brett. Today on my chicken, I put a little Rectech freaking Greek rub. I don't think I've ever used this particular rub before, so I wanted to try it out, so I used that. And then I mix these to make a little bit of a glaze along with a little whiskey. But this is the orange sauce that me and Jesus Trejo were talking about the other day. And then this stuff, man, one of my buddies bought this for me and gave it to me. They said it's one of their favorite things from Georgia. It's DK's all-purpose barbecue sauce, and it's from Waycross, Georgia. I got to tell you, this is fantastic, dude. I've been putting it on everything. Excited for today's guest. This dude is my barbecue guru. He is my mentor of meat, and he's my buddy, Dustin Bartz. What's up, bud? Thanks for doing this, man.
How's it going?
You've been so busy that I've been hitting you up, and you've been like, I don't know if I can, man. I got private chef gig I got to do.
Something like that. No, I just have luckily I have a couple people that I'm doing like daily catering for, so because now nothing's open, so they need food still. So I've been pretty busy doing that, plus selling food on the weekends.
Yeah, so people can still get your food on the weekends, right? And has that been all pre-orders?
It's only pre-orders. It's like you pre-order, have a time slot, come your time slot, we bring the food out, and then that's it. No line, no nothing. You just wait a few minutes and you're good to go.
So I've heard a lot of people say that, you know, whereas this time period we're in, obviously it's not ideal and everyone's had to adjust, but a lot of the barbecue pop-ups have really figured out a way to actually make it pretty successfully through this period of time.
Yeah, I think some people have. I mean, if I was just depending on the barbecue thing, you know, I'd be just scraping by probably right now. But luckily I have these other 2 gigs that like pretty much are like, those are like my day job. So like, even though it's still in the food business, but that's what's like pays all my bills. And then the barbecue thing just is like extra now on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I should have had you send me over some some LA Aleworks beers, because I know that you regularly set up over by there, and then that's your haunt. That's where you. So that would make
it was funny. I got them. I was to drop them off to you, but I got too busy cleaning my backyard, so I didn't have a chance to drive down and give them to you.
Are you trying to get on my level now, bro, with my yard set up, or what?
I had one a long time ago, but you know, when you're never home, you just let all the overgrowth grow over like all your shit that was cool, and you're like, God, I'm never use that again. Too busy. But now it's quarantine time, so nothing's open. So,
look, do you recognize that beautiful baby right there? Speaking of your yard,
yeah, you got quite the setup.
So for people that don't know, I bought my big smoker from Dustin when I was ready to step it up, because he had moved up to an even bigger smoker, and he said, "It's pretty big. You're gonna have to bring someone to help you move this." And I'm like, "All right." And, you know, I'm a comedian. The only people I can call are other comedian friends who don't have day jobs, right? So I got two of my buddies who I know love barbecue and would be willing to do it knowing that they'd get food one day. But they were not the strongest of people, I would say. So
definitely not.
it was you, me, and two guys that were like supervisors, basically.
Pretty
But
much.
I was impressed.
And we had to take it and we had to take it off down a hill. It was like
we unloaded it uphill so that we could roll it down the hill into my yard. You're right. Yeah. We got it here. We got it here. And I decided this thing's going in my front yard, not my backyard, because there's no way I'm rolling that thing all the way around back. And I had a garden here, and I decked over it just so I could have a place to put my smoker. So my smoker lies where vegetables once flourished.
There you go. I'm sure all the neighbors happier now that you have the smoker there.
They are. And then I like it being in the front yard because I can be social when I'm cooking. People come by, they're walking their dog. Like, what you cooking? Hey, what's up, Walter? How you doing, buddy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. My neighbor Walter just went to Costco, he says. How was it?
Well, it's no line. Everybody marches right in. It was wonderful.
Was there a meat shortage or did they have plenty of meat?
I didn't buy any, but people were walking out with meat in the carts.
Okay. There's meat in the cart. You heard it here first from my neighbor Walter, everybody. There's meat at Costco. All right, I'm talking to my buddy on the computer. I'll catch up with you. Okay. See you, buddy. That's it. We got all the news on Sierra Street, everybody.
That's why
it's cool having it in my front yard because I get to talk to people and people come by and
it's like 1950s Leave It to Beavers at your house there. You know, you're just like the whole neighborhood just knows who you are.
Dude, R.I.P. to the actor who played Eddie Haskell. Fun fact, when I was growing up and go over to my buddy's house, they would all tell me, Dave, you're like Eddie Haskell. And I was like, thanks. I didn't realize it was not a compliment. Basically, they were saying I was a brown noser.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be polite to adults. What's wrong with saying yes, sir, and yes, ma'am? I don't see what the issue is, all right? So I'm doing chicken today. What have you been doing on, so you've been doing a lot of creative stuff for your chef menu. One of which is you've been cooking a lot of like vegetarian and vegan options, right? And you've been doing that in the smoker mostly, correct?
No, not really. No, I you can't really do the vegan stuff in the smoker. I mean, you have to make sure none of the meat juice like drips on anything. So that's all in there.
The meat juice? That would be the best way to only live off vegetables if it had meat juice essence
Vegetarians, they usually don't care, but the vegan people definitely do. So, no, the vegans, it's like, I don't know, it's just cooking food. You know, it's just like, I use a lot of portobello mushrooms, a lot of cauliflower, make like these dishes. I don't know, let's go on the internet, type something up, and I'm like, all right, I can make that. And then follow the directions. That's all I do.
And I know you get super creative with your menu, even just normally. Have you been doing a lot of different stuff on Sundays, or you've been sticking to the basics?
No, just because the thing is, it's like, it's too much. It's like, if you have too much variety now, there's not enough people coming, there's not people coming out, but you got to make sure you like get rid of everything you cook. So, so I just keep it real basic, the brisket, like I've gotten way better cooking brisket during the quarantine than I have before.
Yeah, I saw some of your posts on that, man, where you were like, hey, man, these briskets are really coming out on point. Did you change something up, or is it just because you're...
Well, when I'm only concentrating on cooking like the brisket and the pulled pork and the beef ribs.
I'm just going to check the chicken. Go ahead.
Go for it. When I'm only cooking that stuff, at once and not a bunch of other things, it's a lot easier to make it better.
All right, we're getting close to 160, buddy. I'm going to let him go for a little bit longer.
Well, there you go.
Like 165 on the poultry, right, bud?
I usually pull at 160.
160. And then but you usually throw things in a hot box for a little while when you're cooking, so you got to leave a little room for them to carry a little, right?
It'll carry on your table if you let it sit out there for like 10 minutes.
Well, when I pull it, I'm definitely eating one immediately, just not for my sake, for everyone on the broadcast that wants to see how the chicken came out. And then I'll let the rest
the weight 165. That way it'll be fine.
All right, I'm a man of the people here, Dustin.
That's what I say.
So what do you think about the everything that everyone's saying about the possible meat shortage or whatever, has it hit you yet, or you haven't had an issue getting food?
No. This weekend might be my last barbecue event for a while, because not as there's just a short. Well, there's kind of a shortage. I mean, I have a deal with like certain people to get me food, so I can get the food. Yeah. But now the price has gone up so much.
Yeah.
That I mean, I'm waiting to see. I might get some more briskets in this week, Thursday. If I do, I'll do another barbecue event after this weekend. But right now, I'm just trying to push everything I have available, for Memorial Day weekend, so people can buy that. And then if I have one after that, I will have one eventually, or I'll find something else to do. Like some other, find some other obscure meat that there's not really a shortage of besides the ones everyone uses. So.
Are you going to become the go-to oxtail guy?
That stuff's expensive. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's going to be probably more chicken stuff. Just do like wings on the weekend or something. I don't know.
I'm doing chicken thighs today. And the reason why I did the chicken thighs is I was interviewing my buddy who lives in Alabama for my podcast, new episode every Monday. And he was saying that they were having a hard time. Their distributor was, because of what's going on, having some screw ups or whatever. So they're really well known for their chicken wings. And he said, dude, I'm sorry, I don't have an order of chicken wings for you this week. And he's like, oh man, all right, what are we going to do? He's like, but I do have chicken thighs. Do you want the chicken thighs? And he was like, all right, fine. So he just got a bunch of chicken thighs, and he goes, the chicken thighs have been super popular. He's like, once it goes back to normal, he's like, we're going to keep the chicken thighs on our menu now. So I was like, man, I should mix it up too, and not just, I've cooked so many chicken wings. So I grabbed some chicken thighs from the store the other day, and I'm trying those out today.
Yeah, I do. Well, I only cook actually I cook these quarter chickens. Mm-hmm. It's just the leg and the thigh together. But you get them at Costco. I mean, I don't know if the price went up that much right now, but they were only $20 for like 40 pounds. So like you get like 25 of these things for like $20. It's like the best deal ever, Yeah. If you have like a family, you need to feed a bunch of people during the quarantine, you buy that one case of that chicken and you're fed for the whole week for $20. It's like a deal.
Yeah, I need to start doing drumsticks on the smoker because like the party wings, I do those a ton. But the bag of like drumsticks is like the cheapest thing you can buy.
So it's like the drumstick, a little drumstick and the thigh together. You can just chop them in half if you want.
Yeah, and then you would make the things.
Yeah, or you need the drumsticks too cheap at the Costco, or they were cheap. I don't know if they're not cheap anymore, but
dude, I've managed to not go to Costco yet this whole quarantine period. We did do one order where they delivered, but other than that, we haven't done a Costco run. But I think it's getting to be about that time. My freezer's looking. I need to call up Meathead and reload, and I need to make a Costco run because my reserves are running low.
Yeah, I had them delivered because I had a business address from the business Costco for like the first 2 months during when everything went down. But now it's gotten to the point where, they have it under control where they don't let a bunch of people in there. And, I just go there when I drive by. I can see the Costco from my van on El Segundo. If I don't see a bunch of little heads popping up outside, there's no line, which sometimes there's not. I just drive right in. You walk right in. You got your mask on, sunglasses, the gloves, and just sanitize yourself when you're out. I get back outside, and you're good to go. I'm a little paranoid. I'm paranoid about stores. I don't really go to a whole lot of stores. I don't have to.
I mean, I've calmed down a little bit, but the first time I went to the grocery store when this all happened, I literally walked in my house like I knew I was like, don't touch me, someone start the shower for me, burn my clothes. And I just it was like Mississippi burning, just like showering, like scrubbing.
Here number two, in case anyone's counting, there's number two.
What is that?
Dead cowboy.
Dead cowboy. Cheers, buddy.
I try to get Andrew to come on in. He's like, no, I'm good.
Oh, you didn't want Uncle Mike to pop on this time and blabber?
Oh, Uncle Mike would have for sure popped on.
So for people who people don't know the reference, I had Dustin on my podcast a couple times now, but we popped up with me and my comedian friend Forrest Shaw at LA Ale Works because Dustin was selling food that day. And I was like, Dustin, let's just sit down and have beers and you, me, and Forrest can do a podcast. And then there's a guy named Uncle Mike, who's Dustin's buddy, who's a regular at the brewery, and him and his nephew just popped into the podcast like this, knocked down the door and came in and took over, and they were a few beers deep.
Yeah, Uncle Mike, he's the uncle of my friend where I have my food trailer at next door.
Yeah.
So it's like there's 3 dudes there: Uncle Mike, Dan, and Mike Kell, who owns it. And it's kind of like there should be a reality TV show with these guys, and this whole thing that goes on there. And it's even funnier with me over there, like this whole like group of like these 4 dudes over there that now like they have like Sony Studios in there doing these VR concerts that I'm catering for, and then it's kind of like a circus, like I every day I'm there, I just laugh at it. I'm like, how did I get involved in being over in this situation?
Hey man, crazy finds crazy, dude.
Seriously, dude, it does.
Logan wants to know how many beers you could crush during the show.
I'm on number 2.
2 so far, Logan.
But I had 2 before I got on after we tested the video and stuff.
Okay, so you started the counter when we were doing the sound check an hour ago.
so we're at 4 now.
4. All right, fair enough. Guys, if you need me in the LA area, just hit up Meathead Barbecue. That's our buddy Logan who's talking smack. And yesterday was Logan's birthday, so happy birthday, Logan. I won't even tell you what he told me when I hit him up to see, hey man, what day are you available this week? And he was like, not today, it's my birthday. And I won't tell you what he said after that.
I can imagine. He told me he was only 25. He just turned 25.
He's a young buck, bro.
He is. He's a young character.
Are you allowed to talk about some of your celebrity clients lately that you've been cooking for?
No. Well, I mean, okay, yes, that's like the whole thing. Like, so I do this catering over there, and it's for Sony Music. Well, it's a cluster fuck of who it is, but
you can say the F word. It's okay.
I didn't know. I didn't know your kids around. I got yelled at by my brother for like saying the F word twice at his house when I was there visiting. I wasn't paying attention. He's like, young years, man, young years. I'm like, dude, they're 11, 12, dude. They got to heard this word eventually, It's like.
Well, normally I would say don't do that if you're here, but this is the internet. And if they're going to be on the internet, they're going to hear the F word.
I'm sure they are. So anyway, this company rented out the spot I'm at, where my trailer's at, and it's basically Sony Music, and they had a bunch of low end clients, like some Disney chick that had like 150,000 followers or something. I'm like, who cares? Cooking for this person. Here the food is. But we did have like 2 people that are actually, I guess, they're real celebrities. I mean, the first one that's a real one is John Legend.
Ooh.
So that was like that was like the beginning, supposedly, of the real celebrities, because I'm there doing until November 15th. So depending on how many shows they do, but they do between 2 to 4 a week. That's a lot of weeks between now and November 15th. So I'm sure I'll get quite a caliber of people coming in there, especially if the coronavirus doesn't go all crazy in LA and scare these guys away from coming over there. But the whole thing's like, it's all set up so there's never more than 4 or 5 people in a room.
Yeah,
I'm outside, and then I just cook the food, and there's some person that is the only person that drops it off in all the different rooms, so that way like there's like no contamination and stuff.
But did John Legend have to break protocol to come out and give you a hug and tell you how good your
I
food
didn't
was?
even. Honestly, I was so tired that day when he was doing it. Like, I wanted to watch him perform because you can see it on the screens in the place if you go inside the studio. But I was so tired. After I got the last part of the dinner out, I just went straight home, dude. Afterwards, like my buddy that runs the place sent me a video that he recorded of like, behind the scenes type of stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But like, I was exhausted because that was like the, I think 20th day in a row I worked since I've been like having these streaks where I just work like 20 days in a row, no break. And it's hard because you're like, I only have so much. I'm doing a barbecue business, which all this meat takes all this space. at my big fridge in my house and the one in my food trailer. And then I have to do all this daily cooking thing for 10 to 30 people, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And like, you know, I don't try to make the same thing every time. I'm like, okay, let's figure out someone else. You know, so it's crazy, like trying to get all this food, you know, and all this stuff shopped for and everything like that in the middle of the pandemic, and shop for vegans. Like vegan food is hard to find at places because there's so many vegans out there. They bought up all certain ingredients, you know, you go to the store.
Man, you know, I've always thought that vegans were selfish.
It's just fucking bullshit, dude.
Hey, and that just proves the point, man. Come on. They're probably the ones buying up all the toilet paper.
You know, I'll tell you, the place to get toilet paper at, is like these Asian markets, like you know, because because a lot of the
racist.
No, I mean like the super. It's like called Super K, or I don't know. It's over in Torrance, but it's like the Mexican markets, but they're Asian. But I never go to those places because I don't eat a bunch of, you know, any type of, you know.
Does a vegan diet make you have more regular bowel movements? Maybe they just need more toilet paper.
Honestly, I'll tell you the I ate vegan and vegetarian almost for a week just because I had to try the food I was making, you know. So I was eating all the meals, and you know, it definitely affects you differently than the other diet.
While you go into more detail on your bowel movements, I'm going to pull the chicken off.
I'm not. You're the one that started that conversation.
Keep talking, dude. No, I want to hear more about this. Is it like coffee?
No,
regular?
Huh?
All right, bro. I think we overshot our mark. Holy mackerel, this looks great. I forgot my tongs, though. My tongs are inside.
Just use the thermometer. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm just going to use my meat thermometer.
I do that all the time. That's probably why I broke like 4 of those things.
Yeah. What's your greatest barbecue hack? I got a new one for you.
All right. Let's hear yours.
These gloves that you gave me, actually. Here, wait. One second. I'm coming.
I'm waiting. I'm getting hungry now looking at this, and I might have to go get some food on my fridge.
I know, dude. I made the mistake. One of my guests cooked last week, and his food looked way better than my food. And I was like, man, you're making me hungry, bro. Well, I already got him now.
Well, if we could have done it in my backyard, I would have. Don't drop your meat, dude.
No, I never want to do that.
Look at that. That's boneless.
Boneless, bro. I didn't know it was boneless when I bought it, but when I was prepping it, I go, oh, these are gonna be easy. Looking pretty good, man. Nice.
Yeah, don't need to cook that long if they're boneless.
Nah, just cook them to temp and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, if I could have got this internet in my backyard, I had it all cleaned up, you know, because I got to keep up with you now, you know, clean my area where I can cook, you know, my little hangout area, and I had my my like Harper grill ready to go, and I had these ribeyes in the fridge. I was gonna cook it while we were doing this thing. We'll do a remote location in your backyard at some point, all right? No, I just need to get a longer Ethernet cable. I can just in my backyard.
Dude, we should just do a dual barbecue show, and you be in your backyard, I'll be in my backyard, and we'll just both be cooking. So here's
what I need to do is I need to get you like one of these little Harper charcoal grills, so that way we're cooking on the same thing, and we have like a meat off. Dude, Logan has one too, and I think so do Barbacoa Boys. We could do a 4-way screen, and we all like try to cook off on the grill.
Make it, dude. Tell the Harper guys that would be a good. It would be good content for them. So they already made their money off you guys. Give me one for free, and we'll do it. We'll shoot whatever they want to shoot, man.
I don't know. I don't think they made very much money off me. I got it for a pretty good deal. But you know what I could do though? I could do this. I'll give you mine to borrow, and you borrow mine, and then I'm gonna build this. I have this part of my backyard where there's all I need is the grill top. So I'll have make me one of the grill tops, and then we'll all have one. I like that idea. And then I'll just never give it back to you like I did your meat scale. Yeah, well, you know, stuff like that happens, you know. And I think I still owe you money for butcher paper, to be honest. Yeah, you do. Like 2 years ago. Yeah. All right, so here's my hack. Normally, you know, you try to keep a clean hand, dirty hand with the glove or whatever.
And I hate it when I burn through too many gloves on one cook, you know, but sometimes I got to take my hand out to do something and then you can't like reuse the same glove because you set it down, you know, it's too hard to get on. Well, these gloves that you gave me are kind of a little bit loose. So even if I'm wearing two gloves, I throw it onto the same hand, right? And I'm not going to take all the time to do it now. Oh, there, I just did it. So then I'll have two gloves on this hand while I use my hand for something. And then I'll just slip it right back on. And then I'll have two gloves again on both hands. So I don't have to waste gloves.
That seems like a lot of work.
It's really not. I was doing it one day when I was out here with a brisket.
I flip those things off like faster than a toilet paper, dude. Like, I go through like in one event, I'll probably go through like 300 gloves.
I totally believe it. And for you, like it's worth it because it's like, you know, efficiency and, you know, you're making money. But for me, I'd like to make them last.
I mean, the gloves only cost like $8 for a box. Like, it's not that much.
This came out solid. I did a little Asian rub on the outside.
Yeah, so that's what I got before we talk about the Asian markets. I was making all these like Korean like infused like barbecues things one day. So like it was costing me a fortune buying all the ingredients I need at Ralph's and stuff because no one else had the stuff I needed. Wow. You know, when these places, man, you could buy like the gochujang or whatever it is, like in these big ass containers. It costs like $15. Like I was paying like $8 for like this little mini container, and I was like, that's why I stopped like doing that stuff. Cause I'm like, this is gonna like bankrupt me trying to do these Korean ribs, you know, and all this other stuff. But now I found a place to go to buy all the cheap, cheap ingredients, you know, in large quantities. So I was pumped about that.
Bro, this is so good.
The best thing that happened to me that day.
Let's check this out real quick. This is a new option that I can. Here you go. Jay Austin from the Barbacoa Boy says, "Nice hat, Dave." I got my Barbacoa Boys hat on today. I thought it was only fair because when I had him on the other day, I was wearing my Bartz hat, so I had to flip it.
Yeah.
But I wore my Bartz shirt today, so when you need help, I'm already outfitted because I do have my Bartz hat right here. So I'm ready to go, and you need me to pitch in, buddy. I'll just fill out my 1099, and we'll be off to the races. Tim Self says, love the 70s poolside porn stash, Dave. And then Jay also said, shots. And then Jay Austin said, right now, he just said again, yeah, buddy.
We got a whole 4 viewers. Nice, dude.
That's it, dude. No, we have 8 viewers. And then we have, how many do we have on Instagram?
6.
106 on Instagram Live right now. And then it also gets archived.
All they do is hear you.
They can't see you. They can only hear you on Instagram.
We should like, you should have hooked it up so we both can do the Instagram and the Facebook at the same time.
That's not a bad idea. But then the volume would be going backward. What I normally do is I put a laptop up and I point that at the laptop so they kind of see me and the laptop at the same time and they can hear you from here.
Gotcha.
So we're working on it, buddy. It's a work in process. All right. I've been a little busy the past 2 days because I booked
But it seems like maybe Instagram is a better way to do it because more people watch you on Instagram.
Yeah, I hear you. But you know what? I just like that this gets archived and it goes to my YouTube forever. And then I chop it up and it becomes like a hosting reel. And really, man, we're doing this for fun, man. I'm doing this yeah. No, but you're right. Well, we're trying to do it all.
You're the only one that's doing the front yard barbecue show. I'll tell you that much.
That's it, man, dude. It's all about the content. You should listen to this week's episode of Meet Dave podcast. I interviewed a dude from Atlanta named Rashid Phillips, and he's an awesome dude. Super interesting young guy who just got super into barbecue. Has some really cool philosophies just about life and the business and everything. I think you'd really like the guy a lot. It was a good
podcast, dude. I'll check it out when it's available.
Dude, it's out. You can check it out right as soon as you hang up
right now.
Yeah. You got your night planned, buddy. It's the Chicago Bulls last dance and then the UK podcast.
I listen to yours all the time in my food trailer. I have like 5 podcasts, and because like I'm there for so many hours now, it's like I need some content. You know, you're like I'm like over like watching the CNN stuff and all this nonsense. You know.
Yeah, man. No, I'm making content for guys like you, Dustin. I'm here for the working man in their food trailer.
You're here for the people.
And if you really get hard up, I also have a water polo podcast. You can learn all about water polo.
No, I saw that, and I have very little interest in the water polo podcast. Sorry.
You don't think at this point in your life you're just going to pick up water polo?
I never liked those water polo dudes at high school when I went to high school, and you know they all thought they were too tough.
Well, who's laughing now, huh? I bet they'd be your best buddy now to get some of that killer barbecue.
I'm sure they would.
Sorry, man. I just got to eat, dude. I'm smelling it, and it's incredible.
I'm glad it looks pretty tasty. Now I have to go cook that steak in my backyard, and I'll post on Instagram.
Awesome, buddy.
Tag you in it so that way you can see that.
Do it, man. Tag me in it. All right,
because they're nice steaks for sure. I got from Logan.
I believe it, man. Like I told you, I got to load up. Logan, if you're still watching, man, I need to put in an order because my birthday's on May 31st, and I'm gonna cook all day out here. And then hopefully I can have a birthday like Logan said he had.
All right, dude.
All right, man.
I'll talk to you
guys,
later.
follow Dustin at bartz.barbecue on Instagram. If you're in the LA area, you can put it in order, go pick it up on the weekend. And then when things get back to normal, keep an eye out for what he's doing. And you can support him then as well. Dustin, I love you, buddy. Thanks so much for always supporting me, being my barbecue Sherpa. You're my first call whenever I have an issue or a question with something. It's so funny, man, because I have these different dudes in my life who are like my friends. But it's like, you know, when I'm coaching high school water polo, if I have an issue or need to, like, I have like my speed dial guys that I call for help. And barbecue, you're number 1 on the list where I'm like, oh shit, man, how should I make these or whatever? And I'm like, Dustin.
I'm telling you, what you got to do is when you do that brisket next time, you got to let it rest longer.
Oh yeah, what did I didn't let it rest long enough one time?
No, you should let it rest for like at least 2 to 3 hours.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean,
because you don't have the warmer. Like I know you cook it, but you should cook it so that in the process you have that 2 or 3 hours to wait.
Yeah.
Because the ultimate is once you cook it, once it goes down to 140, then you like have one of those warmers. You leave it overnight, and then so we're ready to go the next day, and it's bomb. But I mean that really changes the whole aspect of how well it's cooked. Just that waiting period.
What's the perfect amount of time that you like to let something wait if you have no restraint?
Until it's 140.
So how long would that take in one of the boxes?
No box, just on the counter.
Oh.
So like when you're done cooking it, you just take it out and put it on the counter or in wherever it's coldest outside, I guess, whatever, and just let it sit there for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. All right. I mean, that's what I shoot for, but normally I have people here, and it's like after an hour.
I'm saying I used to do the same thing myself.
Yeah,
that's how I started. But you just got to plan on cooking it earlier or starting it like 3 hours before whenever you started it.
Yeah.
So that way you'll be in the same spot.
Dude, I know what I would like you to talk about before you leave. If you're okay with sharing the secret. If not, just tell me and we'll move on. All right.
What's the secret?
Your method for cooking pork belly burnt ends is you do something a little differently than most people.
I do everything differently than most people because my smoker works way differently than most people's. But I mean, the pork belly burnt ends, like, so you get the slab of pork belly, and that's what I buy as a slab. If you go to like some of the Costco's, they already have it pre-sliced, like in strips. Like when you buy it, it's already. Yeah,
you can either get it like that, or you can get it where it's in like a square.
Well, I mean, at the business center, you only get it in a whole slab, but at the regular Costco's, I think a lot of them doing strips. So that's already ready to go. So you have the strips, and then that's why I do is I cut the slab into strips, so they're like little over inch wide.
Yeah.
ideally.
And you put them on the smoker like that. Most people cube them, so they're already cubed.
No,
and they put them on like that.
Fuck that. Then they'll get all jacked up. So you do it in the strip, but and I'm lazy because I just season the top and the bottom.
Yeah,
I don't season the sides.
Go ahead, babe. You get some.
And so like you cook it like that. You cook in the strip.
I'm listening.
Okay, so you cook in the strip, and then I cook it till it's like golden brown. That's the only way I can say. There's no temperature. There's nothing I check on that thing. When it's right before it's burnt, and golden and golden brown, and then you pull it off, and then you throw it in the pan off the smoker, and you just let it sit there for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, because otherwise it won't cool down enough. So you gotta let it cool down, and then that's when you chop in cubes. So then it's in cubes at that point. So and
then you re-rub it.
Well, no, once they're in cubes, I get like one of those, because my smoker, like, you're not gonna, if you put them on the grate, they'll probably just burn. So you put them in like a foil pan. So you put them on those foil pans, all the little cubes, and I just season the top of it. Re-season all the part that I cut, I flip it up. Season that. I used to season both sides, but I got kind of lazy, and I didn't think it was necessary on the way I cook it. So I just season all these cubes up, and then I throw that back in the smoker. I cook it till it's like 200. When it's 200, then that's time to put sauce on, because you don't want the sauce to burn. So then you just get like a squirt bottle, put the sauce in there with a little extra vinegar, so it's really loose. Shake it up, and then you just hose it down like a garden hose on top of all the little cubes, and then you get like a little paintbrush and real quickly just tap them all. Cook that shit till it's like 210 or something. And then it's perfect.
So that's so aggressive. Cook that shit.
And just cook. I mean, until they're carameled, and then you're good.
Sorry, I had to yell at my dog. Gypsy, get out of there. Sorry. Dude, and I've done them both ways. I've done them when you told me that the first way, and then other times I've just kind of cheated it and just gone ahead and cubed it at the beginning. And it definitely, your method works. That's all I'll say.
It keeps it juicier.
It does. Sometimes it's a little bit of it's a little work intensive to cube them after they're already hot. And
you got to keep them. You got to let them cool down. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and you also, when you cut them, you don't cut on the part that you seasoned. So you cut them on the side. So
the bare side.
You flip them sideways, because then there's no seasoning.
Yeah.
So when you cut your knife through it, it usually keeps the whole cube together.
Yeah.
And it doesn't break off the bark that you made on the thing.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, that's it. You inspired me.
And you only do, unlike some people that work for me, they like to do like 5 of them at a time to speed it up. You only can cut 2 at a time. You cut 2 or 1. Because we're doing a lot of them. So like sometimes certain people work for me like, oh yeah, bam, slice 5. And it's like, no, dude, screw 2 up.
Well, I mean, look, all I can say is I got the uniform. I'm ready to work for you, and I'll do however you say, boss. Coach.
We should do one on my food trailer next time.
All right, man, I'm in.
All right, dude. I'll see you later.
All right, buddy. I love you, man. Thanks for everything. Appreciate you being here. I hope people follow you on Instagram and support you. And I'll shout at you soon, bud.
All right, dude. Take it easy. Talk to you later.
See you, pal. Dustin Bartz, everybody. Follow him, support him. If you guys have enjoyed these streams that we do and you want to throw a few bucks in the tip jar, just hit me at my Venmo at Dave W Comedy so I can throw my production guy, JR, a little bit of cash. We're doing a live stream from Common Space tomorrow night. That's free. You just have to RSVP and they send you the Zoom link. And we'll be giving out a special discount code during the show where you get 20% off all their beers and merchandise. So you guys, if you don't have any plans tomorrow night, come do that with us. We'd appreciate it. I'm going to go eat chicken with my family. It's delicious. Thanks one more time to Brett Galloway from Steak Cook-Offs Association for sending me some of these cool little presents and gadgets. I love my meat thermometer that I just used today. So I appreciate you sending that, Brett. And have a great night, everyone. Appreciate you being here. Talk to you soon.